run time over on the Budweiser Grandstand track. Great bit of them here as we kick things off in one of the wildest rides on two wheels. Back when I was shooting ESPN truck and tractor pulling television, they said, well, it's right on two wheels, but it's got four. I said, obviously you've not seen an entire mini rod run. Old school, we'll call them the zingers. A whole lot of horsepower to weight ratio. Unbelievable power. And it does affect the handling just a little bit. Chest puller coming up here to kick things off. And this is one of those classes where almost the entire rest of the field is going to see what this puller is going to do. Probably this class more than others. Mini rod time.
Jamie Evans is your test hook.
First of two entries there, of course, Cole Singletary and Evans there. We have one from South Carolina, one from North Carolina. They make their way here to run with us this weekend. I've been trying to think about if we had anybody else with a long haul. We had a couple folks from Wyoming we talked about, and obviously the present time, the furthest distance from home that we have found, or I have found, is Mr. Terrio, who will pull in the four-wheel drive class all the way from Maine.
Adam Kessler's going to be busy this afternoon. He has 3 rides. This is the first. This is the Footloose.
Last year, this session right here, he was the winner in this very tractor, his father's Footloose entry. Terry, of course, the Shell Rotella branding with them everywhere they go. Fantastic ambassador, believes in the product, uses it all the time, and obviously not just in the day-to-day drivers, but this gentleman is a engine builder by profession. Does a tremendous amount of work on these Hemis right here that he relies so heavily on right in front of him.
But you put him on the high banks right there. Great driver control. These things, as I mentioned, the horsepower to weight can get out of shape in a heartbeat. Then you can start one-wheeling or bouncing back and forth. But Adam right there has got enough of the seat, Miles, where he just kind of said, this is the way we're going to do it. Brought it to a good stop. Had to do a little driving, though.
Exactly. 240, 160. 240 and 16 cents to the right for Adam. You're right. It can get, and it could go wrong in a blink of an eye. Oh, in the blink of an eye, it could be bad.
Yeah, you can take a look at the replay here on our NTPA.com replay board.
Field, Kentucky comes Chase Richardson. 240 and 160. It was Adams' recorded distance. Nothing really to write home about. He's got 2 more chances to put one on the boards in a good shape. But this is Chase, what's called the vibrator.
Expect that front end to come up high, and he'll be on his way.
All there is, right there.
Right.
That's really kind of been this common stereotypical type pass he's made. Throw it back on the wheelie bars and go as fast and far as you can and see what happens. And he can't really, he talked this morning, he's like, that's what it's going to be. That's just kind of how it is. So is it far enough? You don't know. Will somebody come by it? Maybe so. But that's a good run. Can't complain about it. Like to keep that front end down maybe just a fraction, but
drifts off to the left-hand portion of the track just a bit. Not out of control, but it could have gone bad. 297 and a quarter. 290.725. He leaning on the throttle pretty hard as he comes off of the line trying to beat a 312 that Chase Richardson has in place right now, leading that particular class. The problem with 312.
No, that's your new leader right there. No question whatsoever.
Straight line, A to B, boom.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, made it look really, really easy.
And he became the all-time leader in session wins last night with number 17 to his credit. Across 4 divisions he has won here.
331, 695, 331, 695, a new one.
Competition in 2023. Can't be too bad whatsoever with the new ride, the Pretty Wicked Mini of Renee Theobald.
327, 345. Not many classes have a mother-son combination. We have that in this particular class. Carolina Night Train 2 out of Tar Heel, North Carolina. Cody Singletary in the driver's seat. Tells me that something very close to the drive line in the power unit will let go on us. 284. Christopher Burnett, Taylor, Wisconsin's Little Disaster, lining up, leading the class 331, 695, Adam Bauer. 331, 695. Maybe not. He shut things off.
I bet he'll drop and try to come back and look things over there.
Koester.
Prior to him being a really phenomenal engine builder, he was a college baseball player. Double Play was the name.
Double Play,
the name of that tractor before he came out. Then, of course, obviously, it became Beast of Burden. Then we built Walk the Line. Walk the Line was R&D kind of tractor.
Right.
And then it took off and put itself in a points race right off the bat. And it was no longer an R&D tractor.
R&D worked real well.
And so that three-tractor team, all, of course, with different song titles that you might think of. Walk the Line, Beast of Burden, and Footloose, obviously. And we get ready to, we're going to run at them, and then we'll make our presentation here. The Fair Valley Performance Super Farm afternoon session.
His second ride better than his first. We'll see if the third is better than the first and second. Significantly so.
Certainly, that's one of those aspects. It's hard to get everything in line and trying to get new configurations, apply horsepower to the ground. We talked about that all weekend long, so we'll see what Chris learns from that first attempt. He comes out with a little disaster now.
Tough break for January.
Definitely. Still had to wait quite a bit there on the starting line before you really got on the throttle. Unfortunately, about 75 to 100 feet before he really fully called on the Hemi. But an A to B lap, get some data, dial everything in, and come back a little bit better for your next event. And certainly that's what they can do here.
Well, you want him to take it right to the edge and blow it up. I'm like, yes, we can sell a new engine. He goes, no, so we can make the next engine I build for him better. Got to find those weak spots for what they did possibly wrong. Sometimes it's just a little fuel mixture or something that could come back in here, but he always wanted to find the weak spot. I always teach him, you just want to sell more engines. I can guarantee you the next engine I sell is going to be better than the one I sold you before.
Troy Art out of Sauk City, Iowa, the back and black.
Thanks to B&B Electric, full service electrical contractor.
Nice solid pass for Troy. Dad's out to line him up. Mom's on the sideline. Brother heads down the other sideline. Family affair all the way around. Every one of this member of this family is a competitor. And a good.
How come Mom has to run to the end?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Both sons are just walking around.
And the other son is driving, you know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Dad's backing him in. Mom's going down there to knock the top end.
You talk about intensity. I know Doug's pretty fired up, and Renee has some intensity, but this young man in the seat, he's the one with the fire, and he has no problem whatsoever telling his mom, his dad, his brother, anybody that'll listen, what he thinks is going to happen here, what's going on. He's a student at Purdue University, and certainly has done a phenomenal job wheeling this Mini. Last year, number 2 in the points at the end of the season in his rookie year in the Mini division.
Indeed.
No, this does not feel good. Something he's not happy with. He's going to step out of it. Grant.
That's pretty similar to what we saw Adam Koester do at the very beginning, where he was almost spinning one tire, spinning the other tire there, and kind of sashaying back and forth. As you guys kind of even remarked that Adam looked like a dirt track Saturday night type of scenario there at the beginning. That's when she needed to back out of it like it hurt.
Hurricane Halley out of Newcastle, Indiana.
Four-wheel drive repeat distance, please. Four-wheel drive repeat distance, please.
0, 33 and 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 left to go in our Mini. Grandpa's disaster back again on the Budweiser side out of Denmark, Wisconsin. Brian Guzza in the driver's seat. Brian's a nuclear power plant engineer. He is shaking up our top 5.
Absolutely did. No question about that. He's in the hunt. That is a very, very nice run.
Stop by. That's the great thing about NTPA pulling. Our pits are open. As a matter of fact, you can tour the pits here and not really see the pull.
Exactly. You can hear everything you need to hear.
318, not bad. Not bad for Kyle Sullivan.
Bill Leishner's locked on now on the grandstand side out of Eldon, Illinois with a Bobcat Jr.
Multiple drivers of this tractor over the last several years, of course, and the Bauer family.
$304 and 16 cents to the right for Bill Leishner. $304 and 16.
To be one of the longest running weekly motorsport programs in the history of motorsport television. 19th season coming up. NTPA Championship Pulling presented by Case IH will start a brand new season on August 29th. That's a Tuesday night. And of course you can see NTPA Pulling on Tuesday nights and on Friday night.
Last one of our minis, and that's Jamie Edmonds. Remember, we saw him first. He exercised his option. He said, I'm going to the bottom of the class. Gave him the opportunity to watch everybody else run, and he has all of that knowledge to play with. He knows what it's going to take. It's going to take 332 to win this one. 331 and 9. Ben Goose is sitting on top right now. Adam Bauer with a 331 and 6. Chase Richardson with a 327, 385. Renee Feebald with a 327, 345. Adam Koester with a 320 and 8.
Well, that ought to shake our top 5 up, I'm going to say. I don't know if we got to that leader zone or top 3 even, but pretty close. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm short.
Yep, 316 and 7. 316 and 7.